Okay, hey, we're back with the next video in the Facebook for your marketing efforts module. And in this session here, we want to talk a little bit now about post and content. I know you've been waiting for some of this. What do I post? What do I say? What kind of images and graphics do I use? And I'm sure that you have seen several successful people who really look like they are winning on Facebook. They're showing their lifestyle, they're showing their proof, their results, and I hope that you probably also notice that the ones who are really attracting a lot of people and a lot of engagement and a lot of visitors on their post are not only always posting their money and their results, right? You probably are seeing things like stories and little posts that generate curiosity and anticipation. And one thing to keep in mind about posting and content on your Facebook page is that you really want it to be real and true and authentic, not deceptive or fake. People typically will see through that stuff and it'll drive them away from your Facebook, really. So if you see someone's Facebook page and their cover photo is just a bunch of $100 bills floating in the air, or a jet and a Lamborghini, and you don't really see any actual kind of people doing real life on their Facebook wall, and all you see is them posting about the millions of dollars that they're making, typically that's not altogether true. And even if it is, it's not relatable, and it really doesn't help people believe that they can do that too, because it is so far off, right? So we do want to include things like results-based post, and you can actually leverage your group and your team results. If you're brand new and you haven't gotten any results yet, or you're still working on growing your results, that's totally fine, because everybody starts at the beginning. There's not one person out here on Facebook who is growing an internet-based business that did not start at some point at zero, right? So leveraging your group results, your team results, you can actually go in and find photos of team results and share those things. And the way to really do that is not to claim them as yours and say, look what I did, but to really congratulate your team members. And you're sharing value now, because people are seeing not just that someone is getting results and it is really working, but that you're also kind of a team player, and there's sort of a team spirit going on there, and they kind of gravitate to that, right? And you don't want to only show your own results. So if you are getting good results, that's great, that's awesome. Share that from time to time, but don't only do that. Continue to congratulate other people that are getting results on your team, and that way other people who are looking at your Facebook page and kind of considering whether or not they are going to want to contact you or even look into your business opportunity, they'll get in touch with you at some point, and they still don't even really know what it is that you're doing exactly. They just see that you have a team, you have a group going on, there's a lot of people supporting each other, people are getting money results, they're actually earning income, and they also see things like the lifestyle results and just the social part of things, where you're actually just kind of naturally sharing stuff and then weaving in the results and the curiosity and the anticipation stuff in there. Telling stories, once again, is really good. You can actually start with a point in one of your posts, and I'll show you some here in just a moment, where you're telling a story and it actually leads people to a call to action, which is really great. And it doesn't have to say sign up here or click this link, or even comment below, because sometimes Facebook watches out for that, and they might not send you as many visitors to your post. You might not get as much engagement if you use certain keywords in posts, like comment below and share links. So you want to be a little bit subtle, but you want to make it clear. If you'd like to know more about what I'm doing, send me a message. If you'd like to find out how my teammates are winning and how you can do it too, then get in touch with me, right? So those are kind of natural sounding types of things instead of, hey, click this link or comment below money or whatever it might be. Those are not quite as subtle and they're not quite as attractive. Okay, so here we are. We're going to take a look at a few different Facebook pages, and we're going to share some of the different methods for posting, and that way it'll give you kind of an idea. It's really not super complicated. Again, remember, this is social media, and people are obviously looking at your page, possibly because they are looking for a way to earn money online, but they want to know that you're a real person. They want to be able to kind of see the journey that you're on, right? So in past videos, we've talked about the structure of your Facebook page, the cover photo, the bio, the profile photo, and that type of stuff. So now we want to start looking at specific ways to share content, okay? So I really like to share a lot of motivational, encouraging content. It draws people to me, and it allows me to be able to see who it is that's coming to my Facebook page. And I will actually show you here in a minute how I kind of weave in my call to action a little bit more subtly than some others, but I get people messaging me frequently asking me, what is it that you're doing? Okay, tell me more about what you're doing. So what do you do anyway? And that is a valid question, and I love it when people ask that question, because then for me it's an invitation to just share what I'm doing. And I don't send my link, I don't blast them with a bunch of spam. I first respond by saying, hey, thanks for connecting. It's great to hear from you. How are you doing today? And they'll tell me, and then I'll say, hey, you asked about that post. Would you mind if I share about what it is that we are doing, since you're curious? And obviously they're going to say yes because they asked. So the type of posts that we can create that will actually generate that type of curiosity include things where you're telling a story and you're generating some kind of anticipation. You're leading people down a kind of a road where you're going to actually then get to the point of what it is you're trying to say, and it's going to be an aha moment for them. This post right here, I just shared the other day, and because it was Friday the 13th, I said, it's Friday the 13 reasons you should never give up on your dreams. And so it's kind of a fun little play on words, but I'm getting very serious about people's dreams here. And in some of the content here, I am actually bringing people along sort of on this theme here. And then at the very bottom, I say, hey, you're worthy, you can do this, any questions? And I'm with you in the pursuit. So people actually are getting the sense that I'm with them and there's something to what I'm posting here, right? Okay, let's take a look at a couple more posts here. So this one here, I'm sharing that I'm kind of I'm up in the morning. I posted here, it's mind over mattress time. I do kind of allude a little bit here to my journey, not just about being fit and running, but also about listening to some good motivational content. And then I believe I can do anything I set my mind to. What about you? Come along, let's win together. I had a few people actually respond to me in Messenger in this post and say, what is it that you're talking about? And so that was an open door for people, for me to be able to tell people what I'm doing, right? I like this one here because I had a lot of fun with this, and you'll see in a second what the photo looks like. But I'm actually sharing sort of a fun story about when I dyed my hair, and then I turn it into a lesson about it's not what's on the outside that's meaningful, but what's on the inside. And then I talk a little bit about how we can work together to help each other along in our journey, and I'm here to help them. So I had a lot of people message me on this one here. They couldn't believe it was me, and it was just sort of a fun post, and it did generate some actual good context for me that wanted to know what I was talking about, right? So anyway, those are some examples. Let's take a look at Divine Real D. Carlady here. Again, she's one of my partners in business here, and I just love her posts. She has some similar types of approaches, but she gets very to the point, and she does share a little bit more of the money results, which is great because people look at that, and the way that she does it does not seem to push people away. It seems to attract people because what she's doing is she's sharing about how she learned how to do marketing, how she applied what she was learning, and how she actually is getting results because of that. Dee talks a lot about investing in herself and learning how to market correctly. She talks about life lessons, and then she consistently has a call to action in one way or another that will actually prompt someone to get in touch with her. And she is really doing a good job at this. And so this one right here is a results-based post. There's an actual dollar sign there. But if you read her post, she is kind of telling a story here. Not really a mystery how to increase your income, and here's how to go about doing that. So she's not just saying, hey, I have this new great product. It's going to change your life. Just click here and get started. She's not doing it that way. She's actually generating some curiosity and providing some value and a little bit of a lesson, typically in most of her posts, right? And so she does some Facebook Lives and a lot of training. In this one right here, she's talking about how a popular store is actually slowly eliminating checkout people. And then she kind of leads right into where your job is not actually secure. If they can replace you with self-checkout, and what other types of jobs can be replaced. So look into this internet marketing thing, look into owning your own online business, and find out what you can do to help create your own income and your own security, right? So it's a really very good post to be able to generate some curiosity. All right. So again, Dee is really good at this stuff. She likes to post the YouTube Bandit. And one of the things that she shares in her post here is a lot about how she is using different venues to be able to market and draw people to her, to attract people to her business opportunities without really telling exactly what it is that she's doing until they contact her. And so she's leading people over to her other venues. She's leading people to her YouTube page, to her actual Facebook group, which then has a lot of content in it that does lead people along, and there's several types of call to actions in there too. Okay, I want to share Latasha's Facebook page here as well, and she is also one of our business partners. Latasha does really good at telling inspiring stories and very important lessons in her post here. And she's leading the viewer through sort of a journey about how she didn't really know what she was doing when she got started, and then she learned how to do marketing, and she got the right tools and training, and then she was able to partner with somebody for accountability. And then she's inviting the viewer here of this post to be able to go over to her Facebook group, and then once they get there, they're going to start seeing a lot of content that's very compelling. And Latasha is very good about showing her face, her smiling face there. It's very inviting, and she just is very consistent with sharing these types of posts that are actually not just blasting and spamming and kind of confronting people with, hey, buy this, sell this, but she's really very good at weaving her message and her call to action throughout her post. Okay, I also want to share again about some of Fraser's content, and he is one of the masters, and we can learn a lot from him. And this is a particular post right here where he's kind of doing that emotional roller coaster, right? He starts off with, "Are you happy every day?" And then he tells about some research that he did. And then he talks about some common causes why people are feeling unhappy. And it's very relatable to just about anybody looking at this post. And then he talks about the solution. He talks about being responsible for his own lifestyle. He talks about how he figured out how to earn extra money. And then he has a call to action here. And this one he says, happiness is simply a decision. And he does have a link here, and he does do that because he gets so much engagement from his post. And a lot of us are still kind of working towards the level that Fraser is at here on Facebook, but we can learn a lot by just kind of reviewing the type of content that he puts in here. Okay, so those are some good examples. He does continue to share a lot of lifestyle photos, some videos, some fun stuff, and a lot of his posts do not even mention business. They just talk about, hey, this is my office for today. Look at where I'm at, and he's by the swimming pool and enjoying life. So, okay, so that's a little bit about posting and content. And I just want to go back to our notes here to recap. And if we just do a real quick recap, remember curiosity and anticipation, being real and true and authentic, sharing some results from your group and your team by congratulating members that are winning, and do show some of your own results, but not always only that, because you want to be relatable to people, and people will begin to believe that it can actually happen for them too when they see others winning, right? Keep it natural, periodic results post, a lot of great value, give in your post. And it's okay every now and then to just post sort of a motivational quote, but don't overdo that, because people want to actually hear from you. They want to hear from your heart. They want to know that you are a real person and that you really care enough to share some meaningful content. And then that will begin to really make you the attraction factor, right? Okay, so let's move on to the next video. I'll look forward to seeing you there.